Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, I want to cover a few things today, from a little bit about Bitcoin and focus on a lot of meme coins and a couple things that have happened in the market over the last day, couple days here. So, I want to make this quick on Bitcoin here because, I've actually been somewhat short-term bearish on Bitcoin the last potentially few days. I've been sitting contemplating what is going to happen for a long time. And so I want to point out a couple things. I'm not saying that this is topped out. We're not locally topped out. But a few things that I'm watching for that are going to be deciding factors for what I believe will happen to Bitcoin over the next, week, maybe 2.5 weeks, basically through the rest of December. So we got Bitcoin, of course, continuing to basically accumulate sideways and up. It looks like it may end up breaking into a new high here, which that would invalidate this entire downside thesis for now. I love when I'm frozen, but but for now, like I said, we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. But something that I like to look at is a simple RSI. I say this now, I feel like a lot, but the RSI momentum has actually been showing the complete opposite of kind of what I've been talking about as far as Bitcoin going up. But the overall momentum for the RSI is actually kind of to the downside, right? And something that I always look for, especially on higher time frames, is where is the overall momentum going on the RSI? Because more often than not, the RSI can predict potential price movements, price swings somewhat. Because I don't want to say predict it right every time, because no indicator is ever going to be, remotely close to 100% right. But when it comes to looking at Bitcoin, when the RSI momentum is going down and the price is going up, a lot of times that indicates that we still may have to see Bitcoin potentially come down one more time before it starts another leg. That would be worst case scenario here. And when I say go down, guys, it's not going all the way back down to 65, 70K. I think the worst thing it could do is probably go to maybe 90K, high 80s. So if we do end up dumping and following through with this RSI momentum, that is potentially where I would be targeting as far as seeing Bitcoin kind of capitulate into. But I think from that moment when that happens, if it hits, we actually may really start an alt season directly after that. Because also too, if we start to see Bitcoin really capitulate, a lot of money is going to flow from Bitcoin into alts. But I mean, if it's dumping like that too, obviously money is going to go into stable coins. But once it really capitulates, sits for a while, money will then probably flow back into alts even harder than they are when Bitcoin's at the top, right? But the reason why I say that, though, is you can kind of just you kind of see it. The RSI, it's making lower highs, lower lows on a daily chart, just continuing to go down while price is going up. And then if we look at the previous cycle, which is something I always like to look at for, just to give you guys a sense of why the RSI is usually from a high time frame very good at predicting long-term momentum swings. I'll show you guys right here. If this would load today, that'd be nice. But back in 2021, we had consistent higher highs, higher lows for a while. And they call this divergence. You basically want to follow and focus on where the RSI is going rather than the actual price. So what was price doing here on this entire leg? Okay, so price was just making higher highs, higher lows, right? Did it 3 different times. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Until when it finally continued. It looked like it was going to make another higher high, another higher low, but then it ended up failing, dropping. But as Bitcoin was going up and going up and going up and going up, right, what was the RSI doing? Continuously going down further and further and further. Same exact idea in why I'm paying attention and telling you guys about what I'm seeing right now currently on the chart. Again, it does not mean we're actually like completely topped out, but I would not be surprised to see a little bit more downside, worst case scenario. And I don't mean downside like we're going to end the cycle. It's not going to be a capitulation event going from 60 to 30K. We're not going to dump 50-60% in my opinion from it, but maybe a nice actual 10 like 15, 20, 30 something percent dip. Short term going to be quick as well until we resume up only, kind of like we just saw, but I think a little bit lower would be worst case. Best case, of course, though, would be if we just break through and make brand new highs literally in the next like 3 days, right? That would completely invalidate this entire idea. But again, I still want to give you guys, what I'm really looking at and paying attention to. Because when we're this far into a cycle, we're not early anymore. Like Bitcoin is over 100K. We still probably have some, moves to go from here. Especially before a real alt season fully begins, where we're seeing Ethereum, Solana rip well into new all-time highs. They're in price discovery, getting our meme coins, getting all of our utility plays on ETH across the board, doing these multiple X's left and right. I still wanted to bring this up, but I mean, seeing price action today has been a very good sign for Bitcoin, though. Like, this like really helps out, my thought process with it. Because guys, yesterday we were at 94, 95. We're already back to 100. So like I said, if we reject, bounce, and then we push higher, that's going to be very, very bullish. We will probably continue to like 105, maybe 110. I would say we'll probably go a little bit higher from there in the short term. If this rejects over the next day or two, just kind of fails to break this previous all-time high, and then starts to dump heavy form bearish structure, as in the momentum looks like it's shifting, then we're probably going to see some downside. So pay attention for price action over the next 24 to 48 hours. Outside of Bitcoin, we had Magic Eden. They actually just launched a token, which I'll pull up Chill Guy in a minute, but Magic Eden launched their token for their NFT/Ordinals platform. This was actually a very large airdrop for a lot of users. And I think I see a lot of people complaining about it, on the timeline and stuff, but at the end of the day, guys, you're getting free money just for using a platform. And it wasn't, if you used it even a little bit, you didn't have to spend too much. Like specifically too, if you're in the Bitcoin ecosystem, you probably got a decent amount airdrop to you, because it was, I think, Magic Eden, the Bitcoin area of Magic Eden was probably the #1 Ordinals platform over the last 6 months, right? If not longer than that. But it's like it's free money for everybody just for buying Ordinals that you were going to buy anyways, or different NFTs that you liked anyways. So that's how I look at it. That was, I think, really solid for a lot of the space, even though most people didn't like that you had to get a Magic Eden wallet to do that, and link your wallets together. But it is what it is. I still think it was a really good airdrop. Overall, we saw a lot of volume coming into a lot of the Bitcoin eco. Based Angels still my #1 pick in the Bitcoin ecosystem without a doubt. Bitcoin Puppets is still probably the #1 outside of anything. But lots of volume coming in, so that was really good to see. Solana had a big day as well. Same thing. I think it was at 204 yesterday, all the way back up to 230 today. So that's huge. Very good day for it. ETH at 38. I do want to talk about a couple of things too, because we have seen a couple newer Coinbase listings. Obviously, MOG just got listed on Coinbase a week ago. Incredibly bullish for the #1 meme coin in crypto, in my personal opinion, even still. But we also saw Giga Giga Chad, I love Giga Chad. I do not hold this coin, but I think this is a great community. This coin is not going anywhere. I mean, especially now, like I said, they announced that it was going to be listed on Coinbase, I think less than a week ago. I don't know if it's fully trading yet. I haven't looked today or yesterday. But that is coming for it very soon. That is very bullish for Giga, in my opinion. And even some high cap memes like Mumu and Retardio, which are still some of my highest conviction meme coins on Solana. We also saw Peanut get listed on Coinbase too. If this is not like a signal that, these exchanges are just looking to where attention and money is flowing. I think a lot of newer meme coins, especially within this TikTok meta, I think are just going to start being listed. Mainly because this is what a lot of retail is buying, right? Because, I think a lot of retail is already in the market right now too. A Peanut, seeing this launch literally a month ago, already on Coinbase, to me that's just a clear indicator that memes are still not going anywhere. There's probably only going to be more and more that get listed across the board. And I still think they should be listing more top tier communities on, Binance, Coinbase, a lot of these tier ones, but we'll see in due time if they end up coming. But that was, kind of interesting to see Peanut. Personally, I'm not a huge advocate of many of these TikTok memes that, they're already at 1 billion. Chill Guy's at like 400 million, right? But I think Chill Guy's probably going to continue. Same exact reason as why Peanut is still going up. It's because it still has a lot of attention. And now all these listings as well. Well, like I said, Chill Guy's probably going to just continue. Go probably well into 1 billion plus at some point. I do not hold this. I'm not buying it. I could care less what this does. It could do a 20x. I'm not buying this. Because I genuinely jump into coins because I like things about it, but I just don't get the meme. I could be a complete boomer for missing this, but I understand it. But dude, it's just I don't like that at all. I don't know. That's the thing about cryptos. Everyone can have their own opinion. One opinion is never gonna be the end all be all. Because I don't like something, millions of other people obviously disagree with that, right? And it's still going to pump regardless. Crypto is actually a very, very opinion-based game as well. Kind of interesting. But, as far as that, we're seeing, even Sigma lock, and I was going to pull up a lot more charts, but I'm going to end this fairly soon. Lock-in, Sigma, Aura, all of them bottomed out from their dips. And they look like they want to start trending a lot higher. Like Lock-in's chart looks very good to continue. I think at some point, it's probably going to bounce a little more. If on a lower time frame, this can form more bullish momentum and then start swinging up here, that's going to be very bullish for it as well. Mumu and Retardio, like I said, they're both primed to just start another run. I think a lot of these mid-cap memes on Sol, anything I just mentioned, Sigma, Aura, Mumu, Retardio, Lock-in here, I think all of these are going to have an incredible run over the next probably 2 to 3 months. I would not doubt it. Again, worst case, we do see another dip from Bitcoin in the whole market. Yes, these are probably going to continue to trend sideways for another few weeks while that plays out. But best case scenario is that these are bottomed out right now. So definitely should be paying attention to this. This is a second entry from our first down here from the initial call. But I think this is easily going into a couple $100 million in market cap for this coin at some point. I mean, strength here is undeniable too. So outside of that, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I want to make a video talking about some AI agents, stuff like that tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But outside of that, just wanted to give my opinion on what's going on in the market, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.